Ever find yourself squinting to get a clearer view of things in the distance? If so, you might be among the nearly 1 in 3 individuals dealing with myopia or nearsightedness. This vision disorder makes it challenging to see distant objects clearly. In this video, I will take you through the causes, symptoms, and potential solutions for this common condition. Nearsightedness or myopia is especially a concern in children. Parents often bring their children to my office when they complain of everything looking blurry, often around 8 or 9. Parents notice that their children are struggling to see clearly at school or home. Most often, these children are diagnosed with early stage of nearsightedness or myopia, and over the course of a few years, their prescription can worsen dramatically until by the time they reach high school or college. It often requires significant correction with glasses or contact lenses, and high myopia significantly elevates the risk of serious eye complications. If you're new to the channel, I'm Dr. Audrey Tai, board-certified and fellowship-trained refractive and cataract surgeon, an ophthalmologist, and cornea specialist. And today, I'm here to talk about nearsightedness or myopia and how you can reduce the risks of you or your children developing it. Rates of nearsightedness or myopia have surged both in the US and worldwide in the last few decades. Recently, studies indicate that 41.6% of Americans now experience myopia, marking almost a doubling of amount of the myopia rate over the past 30 years. Projections suggest that by 2050, half of the world's population will grapple with myopia. And East Asian countries such as South Korea, Taiwan, China, and Japan face an even higher prevalence, with studies showing that up to 90 to 95% of their population are affected. Compare this with prevalence rates from 60 years ago in China, which ranged from 10 to 20%, and you can understand the magnitude of the situation. This myopia epidemic is a stark reality, and as the trends persist, we anticipate millions of more people going blind at a much younger age than previously anticipated. So the question is, why are we witnessing such a dramatic surge in nearsightedness rates in recent years? But before we tackle the question, let's take a moment to understand how myopia happens. At birth, infants have hyperopic eyes, meaning they're farsighted due to the eyes being too short, front to back. This causes light to focus behind the retina, resulting in blurry close-up images. Around age of 4, most children experience a natural elongation of their eyes, correcting the hyperopia. However, some children either undergo continuous eye growth or experience a restart, leading to development of myopia. Myopia typically starts during school-age years, where instead of proportional growth, the eyeball loses its roundness and lengthens irreversibly. This elongation tends to continue until the eye reaches its adult size. Having a long eyeball is deformity which causes myopia and in turn leads to blurry vision. When someone who is myopic looks at an object in the distance, a sharp image is no longer formed on the retina, but in front of it, since this part of the eye is further away than normal. Therefore, the image that the retina transmits to the brain is a blurred image. It is important to note that high myopia poses risks of severe eye conditions, such as retinal detachment in later life. There's a genuine risk of losing one's sight because of myopia. Since myopic eye is elongated, the rapid growth of the surface of the eyeball takes place without the retina being able to grow, and it can tear in the same way as the stretched tissue. This increased stretching elevates the risk of developing retinal tears, retinal detachment, and retinal bleeding. Most eye doctors agree that there is a growing trend of young individuals with high myopia in their 20s or 30s experiencing new retinal tears or detachments. A recent study revealed that individuals with high myopia face an 8.45 times higher odds of developing macular degeneration, a 12.62 times higher odds of retinal detachment, a 4.55 times increased risk of a posterior subcapsular cataracts, and a 2.92 times higher risk of glaucoma. As an ophthalmologist in private practice, I've witnessed a concerning rise in patients, typically in their late 20s, 30s, or 40s, presenting with high myopia and experiencing retinal tears and detachments. Regrettably, emergency surgery is sometimes necessary to save their vision. And while lenses can correct blurry distance vision by refracting light to proper focus on the central retina, conventional glasses do not impede the progression of myopia. Addressing myopia development early on is crucial to managing potential complications and ensuring long-term eye health. A common misconception is that myopia can be easily addressed later in life with procedures like LASIK and ICL surgery. However, such vision correction surgeries focus on reshaping the cornea or inserting lenses into the eye to decrease the need for glasses. Unfortunately, these surgeries do not alter the overall length of the eye or the thickness of the retina. Consequently, the risks associated with severe myopia persist even after undergoing these procedures. It is crucial to understand that corrective surgery may improve vision, but do not eliminate underlying risks associated with progressive myopia. So why is the world witnessing such a dramatic surge in nearsightedness rates in recent years? Traditionally, researchers and scientists attributed myopia to genetics, and this holds true to some extent. Studies examining the impact of parental myopia on a child's risk found if both parents have myopia, the child's risk was 43.6%. However, genetics alone cannot fully explain the exponential rise in myopia rates. The unfolding situation demands a closer examination to unravel the complex factors contributing to this widespread increase of nearsightedness. Data increasingly supports the notion that extended near work and indoor time play a causal role in heightened myopia rates. Numerous high-quality clinical studies now reinforce the protective effect of outdoor exposure in bright sunlight on myopia development. A recent study from China, featured in the 2022 issue of the Journal of Ophthalmology, found a dose-dependent effect relationship between bright sunlight exposure and myopia protection, indicating that the more time children spend outdoors each day, the lower their risk of developing myopia. And studies from Taiwan demonstrate that increasing outdoor time to approximately 80 minutes per day for school-aged children can reduce the incidence of myopia by 50% over 1 year. So why does being outdoors in the sunlight protect our eyes? Well, the prevailing theory suggests that bright sunlight promotes the release of dopamine in the retina. Dopamine, a hormone speculated to influence eye growth and prevent myopia, has shown promising results in studies. For instance, a 2020 study demonstrated that increased dopamine activity in mice prevented them from developing myopia. By spending more time outdoors in natural light, individuals naturally stimulate the release of dopamine into their retinas, providing a protective effect against myopia. Another advantage of outdoor activities is the reduced focus on near objects. When outdoors, people can gaze into the distance, appreciating the ocean, trees, or clouds, for example. Indoor near work has been theorized as a contributing factor to the rise in myopia, and increased time spent on near work activities has been shown to be associated with developing myopia. While research consistently underscores the benefits of spending time outside in bright sunlight and focusing on distant objects to prevent myopia, the challenges posed by today's modern lifestyle, dominated by smartphones, computers, and screens, make adopting these practices difficult for many people. Factors such as intensified focus on education, heightened study and reading demands, the pervasive use of smartphones, extreme weather changes, global pandemics, and fears of violent crimes may all contribute to the prolonged indoor stays of our children, unprecedented in comparison to previous generations. If ensuring increased outdoor time for our children proves challenging, what alternative treatments are available to prevent myopia? One option is atropine, an eye drop that relaxes eye muscles. Atropine works by paralyzing the ciliary muscle, which controls pupil size. Numerous research studies have demonstrated that nightly use of atropine eye drops in children can effectively impede the progression of myopia. Another solution is orthokeratology, or ortho contact lenses. These specialized lenses worn overnight during sleep temporarily alter the cornea shape by shifting peripheral vision to focus in front of the retina rather than behind it. The process eliminates the stimulus for further eye growth, helping prevent myopia progression. In addition to outdoor time, atropine, and orthokeratology, vision scientists worldwide are exploring various methods to reduce myopia rates. In China, researchers are experimenting with glass-walled classrooms to increase sunlight exposure for children during the day. A 2022 study found that shining red light into children's eyes twice a day effectively slowed myopia progression. The ongoing pursuit of treatment options remain promising, and we can anticipate the emergence of more solutions to address the myopia epidemic in the coming years. However, as we await these advancements, consistent research emphasizes that increasing outdoor time remains the most effective way to safeguard our children's vision from myopia. Not only does more outdoor time benefit their eyes, but it also promotes physical activity and overall health and well-being. So sometimes the simplest solutions really are the best. So go outside and get some sun. And don't forget to wear your sunglasses. A 2019 study in Transitional Vision Science and Technology showed that light levels outdoors were more than adequate for myopia prevention, even with appropriate sun protective measures like hats and sunglasses. If you have learned something new, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel to support more informative content on eye health and surgery. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn at Dr. Audrey Tai to learn more about my practice. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.